Well, if we could say bravo for anything, it was today's forecast performance. We started warm, we had thunderstorms, and then, man, once it cleared out, surely a comfortable afternoon. And tomorrow morning, we're going to start right around 50 degrees. I think most of the area will be in the upper 40s, probably just about dawn, and then through the morning we'll be warming up toward that 50-degree mark. High clouds will be the rule. We'll have a mix of clouds and sun as we head through the afternoon tomorrow, and temperatures will likely only make it into the mid and upper 60s. Look at your current temperatures, friends. It is 50 already in Worcester, 53 Youngstown, 52 Ashtabula. A little bit warmer right along the lake shore. That's good old Lake Erie helping us out this time of the year. It keeps us warmer. In the spring, it keeps us cooler along the lake shore. Meanwhile, areas farther south don't have that lake influence, so you see much more rapid and extreme temperature variations in these types of situations. And we always talk about the humidity and how that plays into storm development. Well, we are on the opposite end of the spectrum. We are going dry. And if there's anything that promotes cooling, it's dry air, light winds, clear skies. Well, we have the dry air. Our dew points now are down into the 40s, some 30 degrees almost cooler than what they were yesterday, those dew point temperatures. But we do have some high clouds in place. If we had completely clear skies, then we'd be talking about the much cooler temperatures, maybe even some mid 40s showing up. But I think we'll probably be upper 40s for the start of the day tomorrow. These high clouds are kind of on the northern periphery, a little disturbance that's going to try and sneak up through Tennessee Valley into the Ohio Valley and kind of drive these high, thin clouds overhead. So there is a chance that we'll see temperatures staying right around the 50-degree mark in some locations. But again, the closer the lake to the lake, the warmer you will end up being. Tomorrow afternoon, then we'll see that mix of clouds and sun. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. The numbers look pretty impressive. Upper 40s already with some mid 40s dotting the map down by Dover. Also in Ashtabula, remember they are higher in the atmosphere, so those calm winds promote the kind of stratification in the atmosphere, if you will. That's some highfalutin knowledge there at 10, 11, 20 at night. But anywho, we do have those high, thin clouds that will continue on and off as we head through the day tomorrow. You're still going to see some sunshine through the clouds. Temperatures, though, will be held down. Look at that, mid and upper 60s for high temperatures. Keep in mind, it's still going to be very comfortable. But remember that little disturbance I talked about? That could ride in here south of us with some rain chances. I think the sprinkle chances would be probably less than 30% to the south of Akron. Cleveland will stay dry. Sandusky stays dry. And then as we head into the evening hours, it looks like we'll clear out. And we're going to cool off once again. Here's tomorrow's temperatures and dew points, mid and upper 60s, but look at those dew points staying in the 40s. Really dry air, so a nice chance to get things dried out around the area. We'll be in the upper 60s tomorrow then, low 70s on Friday, low 60s for highs on Saturday. That's going to be a little bit of a whiplash for you. Then back to the 70s on Sunday, and the heat and humidity return with that shower and thunderstorm chances next week.
80 next week, maybe.
80, and that's being a little bit conservative at this point based on what we're seeing today, but I'm ready to be a little bit more conservative.
Looks beautiful. Thank you,
Yes,
Betsy.
it does.